Crashies hit these shots. They're right at the spike.
And Crashies hit the trip. They know he's coming B main. He's all alone once again in another clutch attempt. Trip now broken. Camera is up. The first wall bang onto Rooney. Tap onto the spike. Last two players of Cloud9 back towards the market. Goes for that second tap. As the satchel comes up. The death split coming through. Not enough time. Moves comes out for the kill. Cloud9, welcome to the playoffs.
Cloud9.
Last night, Cloud9 had completed the win of the century, knocking NRG out for the season. NRG started off strong with a 13-3 domination on Ascent. Cloud9 managed to take down NRG on Icebox 13-10. And then NRG managed to throw away Sunset completely, being up 12-5, and then ended up losing 9 rounds in a row to completely eliminate them from the season. Today we're just going to take a look at what exactly happened here from round 18 onwards that led to NRG throwing away the game. Real quickly before we get started, I just want to thank you guys for the amount of growth that this channel has received the past few weeks. It means the world to me. However, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. YouTube Analytics says 99% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you want to just consider it, it's free, doesn't take much time from you, and it helps me a lot with motivation and just helping grow the channel a lot. Thank you. The first round we're going to look at today is round number 17. This is the last round that NRG will win this game, which is kind of a crazy thing to say. However, it is true. So the first thing I'm going to look at is comps. C9 is running Clove Omen, which I really don't like a whole lot, because the utility you get from Clove is very minimal. I would prefer, if you do want to run double dome smokes, run an Astra instead. But like, they don't really get much usage from the metal, and it's just not a great pick overall. NRG this round, they're going to go for this 3-man hit towards A. They're going to push in, as you'll see here in a second. They're going to eventually disrespect that Clove smoke, and they're going to take all the space A, and they're going to force some C9 to go B. And they look very well structured here. As you see, Psalm's not trying to win the round by himself. He gets out easily, and that's something that will not happen later in this game. NRG are going to end up throwing this game mainly by just making stupid mistakes, like just taking unnecessary 1v1s and fighting where they really don't need to fight. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but C9 come in for this B hit. And NRG, they have a really good idea to counter this B main hit, or the B main post plant, I mean. They just send in a triple flank. Victor gets 2 easy kills right here. And then the utility here is really, really good. The Neon Stun and the Fade Haunt combo gets Victor a 3rd. And they end up just cleaning up this round. So a really good looking round from NRG. They don't take any unnecessary fights. They fight with a team, and they have good utility combos. None of that will happen anymore after this round. It's insane to watch. The next round we're going to look at is actually right after round 17, round 18, and this is the beginning of the end for NRG. So after an early round exchange with Vanity and Victor on the B, C9 decided to group up and go for this A hit with the Raise Rocket and the Sky Ult. So you'll see Crashies and Ethan, they're both playing on A elbow. They end up dodging it, however, the nade flushes out Ethan. And Crashies here, as you can see, he gives up. He completely abandons Ethan here, which is fine, but then he runs onto site and tries to take even more 1v3 duels, and he ends up getting 1, which is good, but if he was going to abandon Ethan, then he should have just left through CT and played for retake and tried to get fights there where he can escape. Because if he did get 1 from CT, then he could most likely try to escape, but here he's stuck on site and he was getting run down. And then after this, Rooney just gets the trades, and C9 ends up in a 2v1. And so yeah, but however, you may notice that C9 that round, they use 3 ults. They're going to use their Cypher ult, they use the Raze ult, and they use the Sky ult. So you might be thinking, how do NRG lose this? They just need 1 round where they have all their ults, and it's free. But I'll just show you in a second. Alright, so this round is truly the beginning of the end, because here you can see NRG start to fall apart. So after a little bit of... Oh, 1 second. So after a bit of early utility exchange, Crashies uses his C's, he backs up, he goes for the dry swing here, and he gets punished for it. And this is a common theme for NRG. Each player just started trying to make solo plays, just win the round by themselves. You'll see Ethan here, he's going to walk out. He gets 1, but he ends up getting traded, and they just keep trying to win the game on their own. So you end up, it's just it's a common theme for how they throw this game is they keep taking 1v1s, they keep trying to win the game all by himself. They end up putting themselves down in players, and then C9 just get the trades through and they win the game. I mean, it was pretty easy, pretty simple for C9 here. Yep, you see FNS tries to make a solo play, tries to win the game on his own. He gives up, NRG go for the save. So it's just a very common theme towards the end of this game, and it's how they end up losing this game. All right, in this round, NRG are coming off of a timeout, and this is the round. If you're NRG, this is the round you win. You're coming off a timeout, you get a little bit of a breather. You get some problems fixed by Chet, some problems fixed by FNS. You can see their setup here. They have Fade taking the B main space solo. Like, it's just a common theme. And then you're going to see here that both Victor and FNS, they try to win the round on their own again, and they end up getting punished for it.
To stay
so, yep, C9 are coming for this grouped up A hit. Victor misses the op shot and ends up... I don't understand why he would come back elbow here instead of just leaving. They know he's here. They know he has an op. An op isn't even good in this cubby here, so I'm not sure what he's doing. But you're going to see the absolute throw of the century here. So he just re-swings dry and gets punished for it. And FNS, one of his trips was market and one of his trips was main, so he doesn't have any trips to play off of, but he's playing on the site. I mean, just none of it makes any sense. And the rest of NRG aren't even fully rotated here. We had Crashies pushed up B main. We know they're not B, and we're still in our own spawn. Like, none of it makes sense. The rotations don't make sense. And NRG are just taking 1v1s completely dry. Like, FNS doesn't even have, like, his trips aren't even any good. He has one trip in main, one trip in market. Even though we have 3B, we don't need a trip market if we have 3B side. Keep them both. None of it. It's just so frustrating to watch because they look so good on Ascent. They won Ascent 13-3. It looked like FNS was back. Like, the old optic was back. They almost, like, they looked like they were about to qualify to champs and just absolutely dominate. However, they just completely fell apart. The wheels fell off the truck. I mean, it was just so heartbreaking to watch. Alright, this round is the first round of overtime. NRG are back on the attack, which is where they did really good, actually, in the first half initially. So as you can see, they're stacking up for this B hit. They have both the Omen Blind and the Breach Stun ready for the B hit. And Victor, however, they don't have any utility to clear behind this box. They don't use Breach Stun or Omen Blind for it, which doesn't make much sense. And Victor ends up getting punished for that mistake. So as you can see, Victor's about to run in, and he just dies to Vanity. Like, he just dies. Vanity didn't get hit with a single piece of utility until afterwards. And then after that, they end up using the Fade Haunt, the Fade Seize, the Fade Dog. They end up using, I think, another piece of Breach. Yeah, they use a Breach Flash as well. And so then they util dump the guy after they get picked. They waste all their utility on him, and Vanity just TPs out for free. And, I mean, now they're down 4v5 without their Omen player, or without their Neon, sorry. And look at their utility. They don't have a stun, they don't have a flash, they don't have any Fade utility pretty much. They don't have Omen Blind, they don't have their Neon. And look at the utility for C9. They have Cypher util still, they're getting their Omen util back in a second. They have full Sky util, full Clove util, and pretty much full Raze util. And so it's pretty obvious who ends up winning this round just off of this first exchange. I mean, it looked so bad for NRG at the end. I have no idea what happened in the comms, but something snapped, and it's really sad to watch. All right, this is the very last round of the game, the round that officially eliminated NRG from Valorant this year. As you can see, they go for this really interesting setup, double trip mid, playing completely off of mid, and it's not a bad setup, but C9 just read it like a book completely. As you see, they group up. They group up. They go for 3 top mid. They take all the space here for free. Victor ends up taking an initial duel here. However, they loses it. Loses the second duel, gets traded, and then after this, C9 they group up and they go B. I'm not sure why. I guess Ethan is worried about top mid, but Crashies has all of this space in B spawn, so I would assume that he would. I'm assuming Ethan would just rotate to be helped up his team a little bit faster, but they're still worried about it possibly being a hit. But the main issue here is FNS. I mean, first off, he's not even throwing the one-way cage. He's throwing like the cage that me as like Like this is like a ranked player cage. You know what I mean? Like if you're in pro play, you have to know the one way cage for main. And then he ends up he gets one, and I don't know what he's doing here, but he's strafing back and forth super fast. He's obviously kind of nervous, and he ends up whiffing this kill completely. And so that pretty much loses them the round. Now they're in 2v3. They can't do much. They know where Crashies is. And then Ethan gets picked off at the very by Moose and Market, and it just ends the game pretty much. Or maybe not by Moose, but they know where they both are. I mean, the game is over, and it was so heartbreaking to watch this live, because NRG, if the map pool is a little bit different, maybe if they didn't get Icebox through, then they could have won the second map and stayed in contention. But Icebox just kind of, I feel like they kind of threw them off a little bit. If they had I feel like Icebox is not a great map for a team like NRG. And it's a really good map for a team like C9. C9 are very much more vibes based, I feel like. They're not very strategic compared to NRG. I think that's why NRG dominated Ascent so hard. Maybe if NRG got a map like Haven through on the second map, then they probably could have won this game. But as you can see, the reaction from Oxy and this reaction from Crashies is so sad. Wow. That's all he says. But yeah, as C9 go to playoffs, I really wish they didn't go to playoffs. They are not a good team. It's literally just Oxy and friends. I hope Oxy gets picked up by an actually good team next year, because the kid is insane. He dropped 32 on Icebox on Reyna and just completely dragged them across the finish line here. So yeah, overall a pretty heartbreaking, pretty upsetting result for me. I really did not want C9 to go to playoffs. I wanted NRG in there. I want EG in there instead of C9.